So it was a musical intermezzo, spontaneous. So great. So thank you for joining. That's so lovely. Yeah, it just is amazing to see what a provision there is, whether it's incredible music that can really touch you, like all, in fact, downloaded from silence, literally. Like, how can you compose? Well, you will have to be still, otherwise it will, then something can happen. Or however that is the experience for the composer itself. But I love this, that we can share this and enjoy this together. So it's such an incredible universal language, and I love it. I love it. So thank you for putting up with that. I hope you enjoy that too. So continuing with the teaching, the basic teaching of Jesus, yeah, it's always a bit like, well, this is not a Bible school or anything like that. It is not what you think it is. It is, yeah, it's always different a bit how this comes together. So I have my little book here that was the inspiration today, and which is like Timeless Voice of Resurrected Mind. It's from Master Teacher. It's a book, but you can only get it as ebook still. And I just ordered the last copy of Amazon, and hopefully there will be more. But yeah, so I'm using that as inspiration. So Master Teacher, who's Master Teacher? Well, Master Teacher, I was with Master Teacher. I literally spent 8 years on his feet, and an amazing experience. But it doesn't stop there. So I've been in an intensive time being with him. It's like for 8 years, it was really intensive. It's like 24/7, that idea, just like we have this now. It's like it's not gonna leave you. It's like it's right in your face continuously, next day, and you're coming into a flow of yeah, you'll see how this all falls into place. You're not the one determining this anymore. It's how beautiful is that? It's like suddenly this starts to have its own rhythm. You're literally being shown, okay, this is next. So here's, oh, take a look at this, or listen to this, or be still. Now, however that is for you, or do something, or go to work, or who knows what you're going to do, clean your toilets, or whatever you need to do. So this is how beautiful that is. It's like perfectly orchestrated all together, and just allowing that to say literally present itself to you. That's already great. I can see the perfection of that, and feels like you're not missing out on anything in terms of rest, in terms of activity, and it's like a beautiful flow. And so Master Teacher, so when I was with him, so to speak, directly, he was teaching every day too, for just about 2.5 hours. And then we had this and we had that, classes in the afternoon. But I will not tell too much about that because it's not necessary, it's over. But the funny part is that, so even though that's some years ago, it seems that way. I see the complete unfoldment of what is being presented as an incredible inspiration now to give it away. So literally all these aspects that I at the time went through and discovered for myself, they come back to me, and I share them with you. And there's so much of that. That's why these classes are just literally like formulating themselves, because there's so much material, and there's so coming from so many experiences with it, that it's a delight to take a look at it with my new mind in a whole new way, giving this away in different forms, and using visuals, for instance, or music, or however this comes about. So to me, that is like such an incredible, interesting process. and so beautiful as a gift to give that away, and just totally amazing. It's only like opening up more. That's what that's my discovery. And I always had a tendency to do a lot of things, so to speak, or being very versatile in my activities. But here it is like, oh yeah, this is a full program, and it is really like time to bring that back in, so to speak, to take another look at it and give it away completely, not holding back any of it. So that's why I love to present it like this. So that's why the New Testament is very interesting for me to take another look at too. And since we have an overlap with Joel Goldsmith, who used a lot of Jesus and Bible too, and that's also great. It's like that's why I always feel such a link. Like we have the same Savior. That's what brings us together. You know, that's why I love to use Joel too. But I also love to use Master Teacher. Master Teacher always said, like, I had lunch or I had breakfast with Jesus this morning, and he had a whole conversation about what to do that day and how that's supposed to look. And there was such a delicate relationship that he could expose in a way that was very inspiring to me to see that, because I knew I was very familiar, and maybe you are too, to the great intensity of having an ecstatic relationship with Jesus. And I mean ecstatic, like over the top, ecstatic, like, oh my God, uncontrollable, that was the word, like uncontrollable joy, like uncontainable. So yeah, that is in all of this what I share. This is, you know, this is really the good stuff. It is like, how can I express this? Well, this way it happens now. So for me, I see too, and this is why I talk about it too, it's like I see from myself too, that when I prepare, for instance, the class, I'm also doing something else at the same time. But the way it is presented to me about what follows what is really beautiful. So sometimes I just sit behind my keyboard composing music that is really suitable for the meditation while I'm processing a video, for instance. So there's a lot of things happening. There's a lot of things happening at the same time. It's like there's a whole team working, and I do little things here and there, but at the end of it, it's like, wow, however came this about? So today with the meditation and with the PDF that I made to present to you, which I'm going to share now, see that this is all like, wow, I have this material. Yes, and this can be done. Like how beautiful everything falls into place is actually what I'm sharing with you. Like, so I'm totally grateful for the opportunity and that you give to me too, to do this way. So that's really great. I love that. So awesome. I just needed to say that because it's a joy to see how that comes about and how that all works out and falls into place. Like that's such beautiful mosaic. That's unbelievable. And you see that too. You see that, you can feel that, and your part in it is also perfect in it. So that works so well together. All right. I know I saw some text flash by. I will take a look at it in a second. Thank you for whoever did that. But I cannot read it without my glasses. And I want to leave it just for a moment, if you don't mind. But thank you. It is given and it is received. Be sure of that. Mark 1 from the New Testament. So this photo I made in when I was close to Rome in a harbor. There was somebody working on these nets, And I'd like, wow, that's so great. Well, who knows what that's good for? And now I use it in this as a background in leaving your nets. So these are real fishing nets, 100% authentic Italian fishing nets, close to Rome. So Paul might have used them, or any of the other disciples. Who knows? Leaving your nets. So I'm using this, of course, not in the regular way. And what does that mean? You will see. I'm not going to say anything about that yet. Leaving your nets. Mark 1, New Testament. Let me see how I can. Oh, wait. Yeah, I can do it like this. Yeah. Sometimes I have to do things, otherwise I can't read it. Okay. And he walked by the Sea of Galilee. He saw Simon and Andrew, his brother, casting a net into the sea, for they were fishermen. And then Jesus said to them, "Follow me, and I will make you become fishers of men." And they immediately left their nets and followed him. You know, this is a famous piece of the Bible. And as he walked by the Sea of Galilee, he saw Simon and Andrew, his brother, casting a net into the sea, for they were fishermen. Then Jesus said to them, "Follow me, and I will make you become fishers of men." They immediately left their nets and followed him. So we continue. When he had gone a little further from there, he saw James, the son of Zebedee, the son of Zebedee, and John, his brother, James and John, who also were in the boat mending their nets. And immediately he called them, and they left their father Zebedee in the boat with the hired servants and went after him. So they hired some servants to help the dad and took care, took responsibility for it, but they left and said, "Okay, well, we got to go. We want to leave our nets behind and follow Jesus." So, so this is a famous part of the Bible. In fact, very, very familiar. You probably read it before. And so the thing that happens then here is that they were asked to follow, and they said yes. They had no conflict about that. That's what they wanted to do. They recognized it was their time to do so. So they had the recognition with Jesus. Otherwise, you would not just walk behind someone and follow him, and you never know how that comes about. So one interesting idea for me to hear from you is, okay, so you definitely had a call. You had a call of someone, at some point, like something happened in which you discovered something or someone, and it brought you to this place. It brought you to follow this path. I would love to see how that is for you. I might have. Via who did you receive the call? I'll do it like this, right? You know what I mean with that. Via who did you receive the call? How did that happen? Just with who? Via who? Maybe just one name. So Robert Adams it is, right? Robert Adams, master teacher. Wim, unnamed. Jesus of Nazareth. All right. I'll write it down for you. Jesus. All right. So we we see we have some names, so to speak. This is great. Thank you for that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So you had a call. That's the most important part. You had a call. Suddenly it's clear that you are being called to follow, to step into it. And that's a very, say, delicate process, but it's inevitable. It's like you hear a bell ring. It's like, yeah, there's no way back from this point. I can't ignore this any longer. You know, like this is it is. And this is great, lovely. So the disciples did that too. So Jesus went to them, and maybe not. I don't know. I cannot see it now myself. Oh yeah, it works. That's always a bit of. I have to check it out. So here we continue. So it's not just following someone, you know, like you hear the bell. In a certain sense, it seems like for the last round. So there's ding ding. All right, I've heard the call. I've heard the bell, and like something different is being asked of me. It's my calling. It is also following instead of leading, and that's a whole different quality too. Okay, so here, this is from Jesus in the Course in Miracles. God gave his teacher to replace the one you made, not to conflict with it. Well, see, I put this one up because I think like it's so beautiful to see how the disciples just followed him. They were not arguing. They were not like, well, is it really necessary that I come? Or they didn't have any doubts about it. They just did it. So that's so lovely as an example. And here's the same effect asked of you. It's like God gave his teacher to replace the one you made, not to conflict with it. And this is very important too in the sense of following. You start to follow. You start to listen to the teacher, to this teacher. He's going to present you with something that you are actually looking for. And you had a recognition with that when you met him. That's why you don't need to be in conflict with him. So this is good. Nothing is ever lost but time, which is in the end totally meaningless. Like whether you hear the call and answer it immediately or wait a little bit longer, either way, either way, it doesn't matter. Nothing is ever lost but time, which is in the end totally meaningless. Okay, so putting this back on this one, God gave his teacher to replace the one you made, not to conflict with it. So this is taking this one step at a time, apparently. So this is also good. You see, following is an active thing. Like the disciples with Jesus were active disciples. They were asking questions like, why are we doing this? I have no idea what's going on. Can you tell me something about it? And they did ask questions like that. So like, and had their own experiences too, just like you have. Like you when they were asked to stay awake with Jesus, for instance, in the Garden of Gethsemane, they fell asleep. Like they drifted off into a daydream or whatever it was. Like, you see, that can happen. It is just what happens. Like everyone has his own experience in his awakening adventure, in his awakening process. That is really good to know too. So all this, if you allow that, say, to come to you in the way that you can deal with it, in a certain sense, that you can stay with it, then that's perfect. That's great. It takes away the pressure that you have to do this way, or it should be done that way, or you need to do at least that and that. Like, no, that's not how this works at all. You don't know how this works the best for you. So it's like that is going to be given too. just follow. You said yes, you follow, and the rest will say reveal itself. The rest will be clear how that goes, and that's so great. Like once you start to have these light recognitions that you start to have right now too, is like suddenly you feel like there's something communicating so beautifully, and like I love to receive the light and love that that is happening when we come together. It's like beautiful, say gentle, beautiful vortex of light that is available, where I feel really good when I'm in there. Like it's really great to tap into that. You start to want to have more of that. But then also you see, like in your daily life, it can look like the conflict increases. Like things are not working out anymore. There needs some changes be made. And that can look totally different than you expect. Suddenly you do all the same things, but it's not working any longer. You have no idea what is next. So you can walk around a bit confused sometimes too, which is perfectly all right too. So, but then say staying with the practice as we do is like come together just to meditate or to be still and to say reconnect with this light in you is then so important just for you to come back to the recognition. Oh yeah, wait a minute, there's nothing ever lost. Oh no, it's just only time is lost. Like, okay, I drifted off into something for a couple of hours or a couple of days or weeks or years, but now I'm back here, and I feel a yes more than ever. And it's really great.